Okay, so I screwed up. My name is James Boomshy, and this is actually probably the last video that I'm gonna shoot for a while today. But alright, so somehow or another, and this will probably go on Facebook because I'm in some of these adult groups that apparently aren't really ran by adults. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and they're probably gonna post my ass out, and I don't give a fuck. But so I'm in some of these adult groups. I'm not gonna put them on blast, but I'm in one like naughty something, and I'm in another like hot sweet something, and some other groups. These groups are supposed to be ran by adults. We're supposed to do adult things. We're supposed to talk about adult stuff. And I got kicked out of one yesterday. It seems like I have a knack for getting kicked out of these adult groups, but people keep adding me, and then for being real, I apparently got kicked out because I spoke on some comic shit. I spoke on I prayed on the group that I got kicked out of yesterday, and because someone literally came on there and said, "Pray for me," so I did, and I put the Lord's Prayer up there, and then I was no longer welcome in the group. So they basically banned me, blocked me, whatever. This is only like the third group that this has happened to me in, and I'm about tired of this shit because I'm sitting here, we're adults, we're sharing sexy pictures, and I'm not sexy, so if that's why you kick me out, that's cool because that's true, I'm not sexy. All right, but to tell someone to pray for you and then have him completely blocked from the group, can't answer questions, and you know who the fuck you are. And I don't know if it's the same guy who joins the groups just to make sure that they kick me out of the group. And then whoever you are, you're a douche. And I didn't ask to be added to the group. A friend of mine added me to the group, then she took me out, and then she added me back because I didn't know what the group was about. So I thought I would be able to hang around with the group and make some new friends, etc. Maybe show some pictures of my squatty, ugly ass body, that kind of thing. Yeah, you might catch a picture of my ass on the internet, so what? Anyway, someone's gonna see you naked at some point in your life at some time, and it won't just be your husband or your gynecologist. Anyhow, so, as an independent filmmaker, you know what? If it opens up the door for me, yeah, I will pose nude in Playboy or Playgirl or whichever one does it so that the women can look at this ravishly ugly body. Anyway, so you know the whole thing is. Plus, I'm 44. I look pretty good for my age. You know, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, well, it's an adult group. We talk about adult topics. We show adult pictures of ourselves. And then someone goes on there and says, "You need to pray for me." So I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm thinking, "You need to pray. You need to pray." So something's probably wrong. And I'm not a religious man, but I do believe in God, and I do pray. I pray every night. I pray every day. I'm thankful that God let me wake up, even though in about 20 minutes I probably won't be because someone's gonna piss me off, and then I'm not thankful that God let me wake up. And I'm like, well, maybe next time God will either let me sleep in or take me home, and I won't ever have to deal with anybody else's fucking misconstructions of doing the right thing. So I typed up the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us our day, our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for you are the power, the glory, and the light. Now, I may have mistyped that on some level or another, because it's easier for you to say it than it is for you to type it. And so, right after that, they said, you are blocked from the group. Now, here I was thinking I was doing the right thing, praying for someone who needed prayer. No. Now, mind you, this is a sex chat group. We talk about sexual shit. We show sexual pictures. But if you come up on the group and say, somebody pray for me, I'm sorry. I took this shit for real. So I did. I prayed for the young lady. Now I know that it's probably a big taboo or blasphemy to have something to do with sex and God in the same conversation. Well, here's the thing, because I'll be the first to tell you. If you fear God, do you truly know God? Because God is all powerful. He wants your love. He doesn't want your fear. You can have a respect for God and respect His power, but you should not be afraid of the great Creator. And if you are, how can you say you are a person of God if you fear Him? I fear where I may go for all the sins that I've done. I may go shooting straight to hell for some of the blasphemy that shot out my mouth. And I shoot a lot of blasphemy out my mouth because there are a lot of people who swear up to heaven and hell that God has never made a mistake. I can look at some of the people in the human race, myself included, that says, yeah, I think you may have made a couple of mistakes. But the number one mistake that I've always said is that if he ain't made no mistakes, why didn't he just pop the devil out of existence instead of giving devil full reign of hell and making him as powerful as God is? So that's not a mistake to y'all. It's a mistake to me. But I'm only one person, and I guess only the atheists would probably agree with me on that. But atheists don't believe in God, so that's me getting the finger right in the actual ass. But, when you think about it, you know, there are people who are born special, you know, Down syndrome, handicap, people who are medically fucked, no matter how you slice it. And we say God don't make mistakes. Okay, I'll give y'all that. I'm slightly healthy. I'm not as healthy as I used to be, but at the same time, you weigh the pros and cons of shit, and then you have to think before you speak. I literally prayed for a lady in a sex chat and got kicked out of the group for praying. Amazing how that shit works, right? We're in a sex group, and she goes, somebody pray for me, and I do, and everybody blocks me out. I don't remember the name of the group, but thank you, because now I know that apparently I'm the biggest douchebag full of dick tips when it comes to getting my feelings out there. So as I close out, I don't think I'm going to be joining any more groups. I think when people add me to groups, I'm going to automatically figure out how to find a way to get myself out. And I'm going to tell everybody, so I'm not staying in your group because sooner or later, I'm going to say something that's going to be honest and it's going to offend people. Now, I don't insult people, right? Let's keep that shit real because sometimes being honest is slightly hateful. But when it comes to like, some girls got a nice rack, or somebody's posting pictures of their pecker or whatever the fuck in these groups, I ain't got nothing to say about that because I'm not trying to look at the peckers, but I am trying to look at the racks. But I will compliment them. But when somebody says something like, well, what do you do when you're bored? Show us a pic. And I show a picture of a Krogan or some shit from Mass Effect, and then all of a sudden I'm out of a group. Or if I talk about wrestling, or if I talk about kung fu, I'm out of the group. But you asked me, what do I do for fun? Or what do I do to pass the time? Or what am I studying in school? And if I talk about this shit, all of a sudden, I'm out of the fucking group. But no one else is out of the group. And then there are people who insult people in the groups and chew them out. And the first thing I ask is, what's the rules of the group? Because if I'm going to get kicked out for talking about comic books, or I'm going to get kicked out for talking about video games or some shit, well, then I need to know this so that I don't talk about it, so that my dumb ass doesn't get kicked out of the group. Now, I could understand if I got kicked out for saying all the chicks in the group are ugly, but that would be a lie because all the chicks in the group were fucking drop dead gorgeous. But my ass got kicked out of the group for fucking putting in the Lord's Prayer. How ironic is that? After someone came out of the group saying, please pray for me. There is no better prayer than the Lord's Prayer, and it's probably the only prayer that I actually remember outside of God is good, God is great, and we thank Him for our food. By His hand we all are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Maybe if I type that and drop some sperm seeds on it, I might still be in the damn group. After all, it is an adult group where we have sexual-based pictures. Thank you. I thought I'd just get that off my chest before the end of the day. Because I don't think that if you're going to be in an adult group and it's all about sex, then you should tell me what I can and can't talk about. You should have a list of set rules when you invite people into the group. That should be like the first thing. Okay, you're invited into the group. Here's what you can't talk about. You can't talk about video games. You can't talk about what you're doing in school. You can't talk about what you're doing for a living. You can only talk about sexual-based stuff. You can talk about porn and you can post porn. You can post nude pictures of your dick, your pussy, your asshole. Everything else is off the table. It has to be sexually based only. If you don't have anything sexual to say or add or whatever, then keep your mouth shut and you can stay in the group. No, I was not offered that. And the first thing I asked when I was in the group was, what are the rules so that I don't break them? But apparently praying to God for someone who needs prayer in a sex group is wrong. Who knew? I didn't, which is why I got totally blocked from the goddamn group. And I'm not going to go back to the group. If someone invites me back to the group and if I can remember the name of the goddamn group, I'm going to make sure that I get removed from the group yet again. Because I don't want to be somewhere where I'm not wanted, you know. And I'm in 2 other groups right now. And I'm doing everything to make sure that I don't get kicked out of groups. I like these adult groups, you know. I'm single. It's a complicated thing going on. But, you know, I don't mind sharing pictures. I don't mind talking to hot chicks and them sharing pictures. And, yeah, I'm going to look because I'm a man. That's what we do. But, you know, I don't want to get kicked out of the group for praying. I don't want to get kicked out of the group because I gave them a picture of Mass Effect. And I got kicked out of the group by somebody and I was talking to someone else about wrestling, and all of a sudden I was no longer in that group. And no one in the group that is a friend of mine or anything have reached out to say, hey, dude, how the fuck are you? And I've been out of that group for almost 2 weeks now, and no one, and I mean no one, has reached out to me and said, hey, how you doing? No. It's like, okay, so we were only friends in the group. And that's cool. I respect that. You know, that's great. You know, and if you don't want me in the group, hey, it's fine. I'm not gonna go and cry about it. But I would like to know what the fuck I did to get kicked out of the group. I think I have the right to know that much. But no, it's supposed to be a group about adults, for adults, ran by adults, but apparently each one of these groups are ran by actual bullies and children. So if you can't be an adult about it and tell me what the fuck the rules is, please don't put me in your groups. I'm James Films Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2, and I'm probably going to put this on Facebook. Be seeing you. It's also 11.5 minutes of your life that you can't get back, so I apologize for that, but later.